Hi everyone, my name is Josephine Courant. I've been an advisor at Wake International for 4 years. And today I'm really excited to be having a conversation with Aistė Ulubey, who is in Lithuania working for a fabulous nonprofit. We did some really fun work together. All right, Aistė, thanks for joining me. So please let us know, what you're doing and kind of a little bit about Artscape.
Hi, nice to see you again after a year.
I
It's
know.
incredible that it's a year already. So, my name is Aistė Ulubey. I'm from Lithuania, Vilnius, and I am founder and CEO of Artscape, organization that I founded 15 years ago already. I found it in my kitchen, by the way, as a single mom, and I was running it for first 3 years like that. And now we are kind of big in Lithuania, running creative workshops and creative events for refugees and other marginalized groups every day for all year, every year. And it's I'm happy to be here and to talk to you again.
Yeah. So, what do you think when we met together for the Tech to Empower experience? What challenge or opportunity facing Artscape felt most urgent during the Impact Challenge, and how did our work together help move it forward?
We wanted to do something with our brand. We didn't know exactly what do we need, we're not happy about the mission. We were not happy about how we speak to the public through social media. We're really focused on operations, day to day operations. So we were hoping to get outsiders and people from tech to try to understand us, to hear us, and this happened actually. So what we done together, and the number one challenge that we faced, and I think that it was done very beautifully, was redefine our mission so it is spoken with our own voice. So I remember very clearly us getting down to the questions of why you are doing this, what is important to you, and really trying to understand Artscape values and mission, and then everything went back together. And number one thing that I remember you saying, that you are so focused on others and you need to start thinking and taking care of yourself as organization. So I think that this is what we did for 3 days, and the impact was amazing. We are still very happy and using it every day.
Nice.
And do you remember us meeting 1 year ago? How did it feel? And how was this second time in Vilnius for you?
Yes. So, what was amazing about the Wake program is that all our advisors, we all arrive and none of us know each other, right? We all come from different parts of the country, different stages of life. And the Wake team does a really good job of doing fun icebreakers. And it just allowed us to just have fun with each other and get to know each other in a sort of fun and an informal way. It wasn't like corporate and rigid. And so what was great when we got together with the Artscape team is that immediately we were talking about what shows do we watch? And then we had laughs, and then what books, and we shared a lot of just general human things as women, as mothers, as entrepreneurs before we even started the work. And I think that is so important because especially as women, we want to feel that emotional connection to the projects that we work on before we actually get into it, because I think it's so important to the different projects. Like you're building, art. What really drew me to your organization is that you're using art to bridge the gap between two important communities. And you don't need language, you need feeling, so you have the people from Ukraine coming to Lithuania and two different communities working on a project together, or going to a museum and looking at art. It's just a really important and natural way of connecting people. And so I think for us, it just felt very authentic. And I think to your point, when you mentioned what you were looking for, help with your mission, I remember that after when we broke for lunch, I was like, I don't think they need us. I think they have what they need. But what I realized through our work together is you just needed confidence. You just needed like a team of cheerleaders of pushing you, like you have the mission, you have the goals. It's a very tight community, what you're doing. And I was always like, it needs to go beyond Lithuania. Art is a universal language. It can be throughout Europe, throughout Africa. I just got very excited at the opportunity to kind of spread your mission and push you guys to reach beyond Lithuania.
I agree. The process, especially this first day, I remember it was very well put together. And myself, before going to the program, I also had my fears and reservations. Oh, these texts from US, what are we gonna think? What are we saying? We don't have anything, Or I was also thinking that, is it gonna be formal? But it was nothing like that. We clicked immediately. Pairing was a bit NGOs and advisors was done beautifully. And we really spent a lot of time just talking, but at the same time, the structure of a program did the magic. And in the end, we did everything and more. So
Yeah, and I think sometimes the ideas and the connections didn't necessarily happen during the program. It was when we were having lunch together. It was when we were walking to get a coffee together. It was when the three of us went to that delicious dinner in Vilnius. It's learning from each other. And you were so graceful in showing in sharing some of your upbringing and some of your childhood. And it really, as advisors, it gives us a much deeper historical understanding about the people of Lithuania, about the Russian occupation and how it has impacted everyone. And I think as advisors, you sort of share skills, but you also, you learn and you grow historically, culturally, and it's just a real gift. It's a real gift for us too. An unexpected gift that you just don't realize that you're going to get, but it's also the human connections and the friendships that are even more rewarding.
Friendships. We have to mention also that you are now on advisory board of Artscape.
I
So
know.
we didn't let you go away for forever, and this is actually really unexpected but amazing thing that from NGO perspective, the connections are alive, and all these people that we met here, you, Trish, the organizers, even the advisors who were not in my team, we are still in contact because real connections were there and real conversation happened. So this is actually very valuable and shows that people who are coming to the program as advisors are real and coming really with the open heart.
So, how was participating in Tech to Empower for Ukraine shaped you personally or professionally? I think you've talked some about that, but can you expand upon after the program, did your mind shift to, yeah, we can go beyond Lithuania, and what have you done since?
I remember you planted that seed on saying that what you do actually can work everywhere, and I remember it was you, Josephine, who said that, and I don't know why it shouldn't. You should do it. And I kind of felt like someone is really cheering for us and in the corner, and I really loved all the advices, and it was really a turning point of perspective. It shifted my perspective, or maybe I would even say that I went out of my tunnel vision thinking, because we are so busy with the operations really as all NGOs and fundraising, it's exhausting, and it is very rare that you can look at organization from outside. So I remember really spending these 3 days and looking at Artscape through your eyes, and it really inspired me to think about global operations. We are already starting it this year, so I'm very, very happy. I don't know if I mentioned it, but we will do creative missions in Calais, in UK and France this year already, and we have international board, and we have this huge network now building up. Part of this network is from Wake, so I'm really happy about this part of impact for me professionally, that it opened a lot of doors. Rene, who recommended me for a global forum in Reykjavik, was such a big push for me professionally, because I met so many people there, presidents, leaders, whoever. And some of these contacts are really put me in the rooms or put me in some programs that I never dreamed about it, actually. And this ecosystem of people, these people that I met, was a push really to go further. And I had a feeling, after the wake for the next half a year, that all these opportunities started to flow, all these things started to happen, and I was thinking, like, why it is happening that now? But sometimes you just need the first step and first person, and then it's just a flow, and
it's
then
like a
you
ripple
have to,
effect.
yes, of course you have to take it. It's you have to take it, you have to also go do extra mile, but for me this year was huge, and I feel that it is just a beginning. So I'm excited, to see where this journey will take us together, because we are now partners in a board, and this is really, really exciting.
I wonder if we do have this conversation this time next year. What update?
Oh, let's do it.
We should do
Yes,
that.
let's do it. So for anyone who would consider joining Wake, what would you say?
So I would say just do it. Just sign up. Go into the trip with an open mind, open heart, open everything, and just really explore. Just really make the most of it. Just because you will learn and grow so much. It's the kind of program that you can't, even anyone watching this video, you can't really understand it until you actually go and you feel it. You meet the advisors and their stories and just really cool, fabulous women. You meet the nonprofits, again, just fabulous, incredible women doing important things. You go out to meals at delicious restaurants and you eat food that you've never tasted before. You grow so much as a human being doing these programs. And it's just, you can't explain it unless you do it. That was more than one sentence, but for anyone thinking about it and has just a little bit in their heart, like a little bit of excitement, that little bit of, oh, that sounds cool, you just need to do it, because I promise you, you will learn so much and you will grow from it and be a much more interested person. I always come back and I sort of preach. It's like I'm a preacher. I was like, everyone needs to do this program.
We all need our communities and our spaces like that you really love and you really want to share, and it's something good. So
it's something good and it feels good and it's making a difference. So what about you? If you had to describe Tech to Empower in one sentence or two or three, what would you say?
It was huge catalyst for us as organization. For me personally, as a founder, as Artscape, it gave me also courage, perspective, connections, everything that I can use to build into the future of Artscape and my professional self. This program as well proved for me one more time that the female leaders and females is the answer. to everything. And I often use this now, that, yeah, but what if we would have more females in the room? Would it change something? And everyone's answering, I bet. So
And I bet you there's a lot of men in the room that would agree with that. So, yes,
yeah,
women are the future.
is the future for sure. Thank you for talking to me. Thank you for opportunity to share my story. We are waiting for you in Vilnius, but next year
Vilnius will always have my
we
heart.
will connect.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And have a nice day.
Thank you.